KP classes dedicated to excellence.
But it actually is. It sets up your future. It basically builds up your career in the future. It's actually important to know all the avenues before you decide what to do. Right. So this session is about it. So we will be not telling you what to do, but we will be guiding you as to what all you can do. So it is up to you to make a decision. What is it you need to select? What should be the career suitable for you? So it basically depends on the personal taste as to which field suits you. Right, so we'll give you those insights, what are options and how to make a decision, what are the skill sets required for each and every specialization. That's what we are going to discuss in this session, and we'll also focus majorly on CUET because that's the upcoming exam which you still have, where you can get into a lot of central universities and also private universities to it. So we'll have a discussion on it because because it's relatively a new exam. So there's a lot of misunderstanding and also confusion regarding that CUET. We'll also have a discussion on that. So before I get into the details, let me briefly introduce ourselves, me personally too. So we are from KP classes. We have been in the field of education for the past 8 years, and we have been guiding students for a lot of competitive exams ranging from +2 level even till post-graduation level and also for government jobs. So we have been successful in providing a lot of successful results. Like for instance, last year we got first rank in GATE examination. Right? So even I myself, I have scored first rank, all India first rank in GATE examination. So GATE is a exam which basically students write or people write after the bachelor's. Right? So anyways. That's about us at KP classes. So we are situated at Malviya Nagar. If you probably are aware of us, you can also reach out. Even towards the end of the session, I'll let you know all the details. For any guidance you need in career options or for any competitive examination, you can always reach out to us. And as far as our team is considered, I will be the presenter in the beginning. I'll also be forwarding on the presentation to some of my team members here. So myself, I am R.H. Chandra and I'm graduated from IIT Delhi, and I have been in this, I have been the member of KP classes from the inception. And along with us, we have our managing director, Toshi Ma'am, and also our core members of our design and CLAT and also CUET, Sylvie Ma'am from who heads our design team. We also have Lokesh sir, who is the core member of our CUET team, and also Prabhat sir, who heads our CLAT team. So I'll also be forwarding the mic over to them, so they will also be giving their insights during the course of the session. So that's a brief introduction. So let us begin this session. As I told you, is about career guidance, particularly for you students at St. Mary's Public School. And overview of this session, firstly, we'll be having a discussion on the career goals as to what are the avenues you have, because I'm sure everyone knows about, say, probably engineering, or I would say majority of them right away without even thinking get into engineering, any engineering plus IIT chahiye. That's how many people think. But that's not actually, that probably should not be the approach, because there are many other unexplored fields equally rewarding in terms of monetary benefits and also in terms of recognition. There are a lot of fields, so that's what our discussion is. We'll not be focusing on the general engineering or say MBBS. We are focusing on the courses which are other than that. Right? That's where our expertise of KP classes is also. Right? So we'll be focusing on the alternative career goals other than engineering and MBBS probably. And we'll also have a discussion on the specializations, like what are the specializations you need to take up to get into those career goals. And towards the end, we'll also have a discussion on the universities which you have, how to opt or what are the various options you have. So that's a brief, so our discussion will be focused on these three fronts: career goals, specialization, and also universities. So firstly, to begin with the entrance examinations and the specializations, again, other than engineering. You could opt law. Law is a very rewarding field, and I'm sure you all know about it. BBA, that is business administration, bachelor's in business administration. We have the specialization of design and architecture. Now, each of these fields in themselves are multifaceted. Like for example, if you take up design, within design you have apparel design, you have jewelry design, you have fashion design, you have UI UX design. So within design there are many subfields. Similarly, architecture. Within architecture you have architecture and also planning as well. So we'll have that's also a specialization you can take up, probably BCom, and then there are many other specializations, but these are few important ones to list. Now, if I talk about the exams, if you want to set up your career in the field of law, probably, what are the entrance exams you have to take up? Now, it's a hard truth that each and every examination in India is highly competitive. Obviously, our population, we do have benefits out of it, but there is competitiveness also. Now, I'm sure, but because of this competitiveness, I think only the best reach up to the the prime level of any field, right? So even in law, there are these competitive examinations like you have CLAT, which is a common law entrance examination, and you can also take up your career in law. You can pursue your studies in law by CUET exam through CUET examination as well. As far as BBA is considered, you have two major exams, or there can be many other, but I'm just talking about the prime or most important ones. In CLAT, you have in law you have CLAT and CUET. In BBA, you have these examinations. IPMAT and CUET. IPMAT is conducted by IIM Indore, and they basically give you this course of business administration, which is an integrated course for 5 years. You can take up this course in, there are I think 5 IIMs which offer this course. IIM Rohtak offers that course, IIM Jammu offers that course, IIM Indore, like I told you, it itself conducts. So IPMAT is a very good examination which you can select if you are aspiring to get into BBA. I would also recommend you, during the course we will be discussing a lot of examinations and specializations. अब बस इस चीज पे ध्यान देना, which is that field which interests you. It could be more than one or two. You can just have a note of those names of those examinations. You can have a discussion probably with your parents, your teachers here at school. You can also reach out to us on further guidance with respect to those examinations as to what should be your approach, what should be, how should you prepare for those examinations, right? So for BBA you have IBMAT, and also you can take a BBA through CUET. BBA is for all the fields, like commerce students can also apply, art students and also science students can also apply. So you can all apply for IBMAT. Just to inform you, IBMAT and CUET examinations are going to be conducted in the month of May. So you still have, the notification will be released in the month of Jan or February. Once the notification is out, then you will know the exact date of the examination. Meanwhile, you can start a preparation from now, right? So IPMAT and CUET for BBA. Then you have design and architecture, under which there are multiple examinations. Like NATA is an examination conducted by Council of Architecture. They basically conduct NATA for your admission into architecture courses. We have architecture is a 5-year course where you basically, even I personally am an architect. I have been graduated from architecture from SPA. So there are 3 SPAs. Just that you know, if you are looking for a career in architecture, you can probably look into SPA Delhi, Vijayawada, and Bhopal. There are 3 SPAs which are all under MHRD, central government institutions, centrally funded institutions they are. So NATA is an exam which you can take up for architecture. Then you have NIFT and NID. These are examinations particularly for your admission into National Institute of Design or National Institute of Fashion Technology. Even Surmi Bam, who heads the design team, she is a graduate from NIFT Delhi. So she would be guiding you further on that if you are looking into that course. You can also get into design courses through CUET examination. There are some private colleges like Amity which give you admission into architecture through CUET. But if you're targeting for government colleges, then you will need to attend, you will need to take up architecture through NATA, or design you can take up through CUET as well. So that's with respect to design and architecture. For BCom, you will need to go through this CUET examination again, which almost 15 lakh students in India write every year. So we'll talk about CUET in a while. So these are the examinations to give you an overview tagged with their respective specializations. So you can take up with moving further, we will have a discussion on the in every option, like in any specialization, what are the career options you have. We'll have a discussion on that as well, so that it will help you, it will assist you take a decision as to which course is suitable for you. Right. So firstly, if I talk about this UET examination, so this, like I told you, this there are some pointers which are published by National NDA on their official portal regarding CUET 2023. Close to 15 lakh students have written the examination last year, so it is highly competitive. However, it is not a like for example, if you look into JEE or NATA examination, or probably even NIFT examination. It is a common exam for all the people who have applied for the NIFT. But CUET has a lot of flexibility in it. And that's where confusion also begins. Because within CUET, there can be a lot of combinations. If you look into the combinations, probably 48,000 combinations have been registered last year. So it is so that you can basically select any set of exams which you want to attempt. There's a lot of flexibility. We'll talk about that and the classification of the CUET courses and all. We'll discuss about that as well. That's a brief. You can attempt the examination not only in English, but you can attempt in all the 13 languages, which is in line with the National Education Policy, which was recently released. You can take up the exam in English, Hindi, or any of the regional languages, including Marathi, Malayalam, Punjabi, whichever you wish. But majority, I would say, would be attempting the test either in English or Hindi in the country. The exam is conducted across India and also some cities out of India as well, 285 cities. But I'm sure you all will be writing from Delhi if you are applying for it. So basic overview now on the examination. So I talked about the competitiveness. Now it's important to know the details of the examination if you are writing that. So a brief on it. The mode of the examination, it's going to be a computer-based test. So it is an online examination which you will need to write completely on a computer. It's nothing descriptive. A computer-based test it is. With MCQ questions only, and I'm sure you all know what MCQ are, and multiple choice questions is where you have 4 options, A, B, C, D, and you need to select a correct option. And this examination has a negative marking. So generally, any competitive exam which has options, which has A, B, C, D options, they do have negative marking. Majority of the examinations. Reason being, it is to avoid guesswork. Because if there's no negative marking, people will just take random guesses and try their luck. To avoid that, you will have a negative marking of -1 mark for every incorrect answer. For an unattempted question, if you leave away some question, you will not use any marks. For CEET also, it is the same thing. The medium of the examination, like I told you, it is in all 13 languages. As far as the papers are considered, CUET is classified into 3 parts. We'll talk about the syllabus in detail in a while, but CUET examination has 3 sections, section 1, 2 and 3. In section 1, you will be having a language test. So in language test, majority of them, I'll just talk about majority here, you can opt in any other language too. Majority of them take up English or Hindi, mainly because most of the universities, most of the courses you want to get into, they ask for an English examination or qualification in English part of CUET. So that's something which you can take up in the language test. Second part is the domain subject. Now that's where it is important. If you want to pursue law, you need to take up legal studies in the domain subject. If you want to take up, for example, something say BA, you need to select the accounting subjects accordingly in your domain subjects. If you want to select BCom, then you need to select commerce-based subjects. So there's a list of 27 domain subjects. You can select any pair of domain subjects, so you can select up to a maximum of 10 subjects in all. So you can write 10 examinations. Each exam will be 45 minutes. It will be across 3 days of period. So you can select up to a maximum of 10. So there are 27 domain subjects from which you can select few. So basically, to have a wider option, to have better opportunities, or so that you can apply to a wide range of universities, we would suggest at least selecting 3 domain subjects, 3 to 4 domain subjects. That's what you can generally opt for. However, it's not possible to give you 100% guidance on the selection of domain subject, that intricate level. It's not possible probably in this session. You can always reach out to us, or you can reach out to anyone who is aware of CUET examination and make a decision regarding that. However, I'll give you the introductory part of it. Right? So there are domain subject syllabus is completely based on your +2 standard. Whatever examinations syllabus you're having in your +2 books, CBSE books, that's for the syllabus of domain subjects. In all the 27 domain subjects, it is the same. The third part, and that's I would say the most important part, that is general test. Majority of the courses, there are a lot of colleges you can get into. There are 250 plus universities which you can get into through CUET examination. A lot of central government universities also, including Delhi University, IPU and all. So before most of the majority of the courses, they require your qualification in general test. So I would say that is something which is mandatory. If you are applying for CUET, you have to take up English in the language test or Hindi in the language test. And number 2, you need to take up general test for sure. Other than that, you can take up to 8 domain subjects as per your interest. So that's where you have the flexibility. So general test, basically the test includes general knowledge, current affairs, also includes reasoning and also general aptitude. So we'll discuss about syllabus in a while. So that's a brief idea. Registration is not yet open for 2024. Once it is open, you can start applying. It would probably be in the month of February. So that's when you can start applying for CUET examination. So that's a broad overview on the parts of it. So just to summarize, there are three parts: section 1, 2 and 3. 1 is language, 2 is domain subject where you have flexibility to select your area of interest, and the section 3, that is general test, which probably everyone has to attend it. Right? So that's the section 2 and 3. Moving further, as far as exam pattern, now that's important for any competitive test. Before you write any examination, it is important that you know what the exam pattern is going to be, what is it you are going to expect when you sit in front of the computer on that day of the examination in the month of May, right? So you will be having, so there's a slightly different pattern for each of the sections. If we talk about section 1, it will be a 45-minute examination in which you will be having a total of 50 questions. Now these 50 language-based questions, for instance, if you take up English, which I'm sure majority of you would be opting, in English you would be having questions on antonyms, you will be having questions on synonyms, you will be having questions which are based on simple grammar. So these are the areas where questions are asked from. So they basically test your understanding of the language comprehension as to are you able to comprehend a given sentence or not. That's what they're going to test you. There are going to be a total of 50 questions and you can opt or attempt any 40 questions out of it. So 40 out of 50 questions, 45 minutes is the time you have. Approximately, I would say 1 minute per question. In competitive examinations where you have a time like 1 minute per question, it is very important that you have a lot of practice put into before the examination. Questions difficult nahi honge. Questions are easy. But where can you go wrong? It is in practice. If you put in right efforts, if you put, I'm sure your boards are not yet done. Once your boards are done, you can probably increase the intensity of your preparation. But having a continual effort is something which is very important in CUET. So it's not like you just study for 1 week and you'll clear the examination with an outstanding result. That's not possible. It will be an easy exam, but you need to put in a lot of efforts into it. Prepare on regular basis. You need to use a lot of practice sheets. You need to solve a lot of test series. You need to look into a lot of questions from study material. You need to learn the tricks required to solve the question, because not all questions are straightforward and not so easy that you can answer them without any trick. There are tricks at each and every step, so you need to learn those. That's where, say, preparation comes into picture. That's where you need to put in efforts. So that's with respect to the language test. Moving to the second part, that is the domain subject. All the 27 domain subjects have the same pattern. All these are also going to be a 45-minute test. So if you are, for example, applying for 3 domain subjects, you need to write these 45-minute examinations 3 times. If you are selecting 8 domain subjects, you need to write the 45-minute test 8 times. And these examinations will not obviously happen on one day. They are distributed over 3-day period. So whenever your slot comes up, you can go and attempt the examination. So that's basically with respect to domain subjects. As soon as the pattern is considered for domain subjects, generally you have either 40 or 50 questions based on the subjects. Some subjects have 40 questions, some of them have 50 questions. You need to attempt, if it is a 40 question examination, you need to attempt 35 questions, and if it is a 50 question paper, then you need to attempt 45 questions. There is an option to leave out 5 questions in both the patterns. The duration will be same, it is always 45 minutes for domain subjects, all the 27 domain subjects. Domain subjects, like I told you, you have all your commerce, science and art subjects included in it, including physics, chemistry, math. It also includes legal studies, and there are a list of 27 domain subjects you can opt from based on your interest. Coming to the third part, that is the general test. It is a slightly lengthier examination compared to the others because the number of questions also are higher. You have 60 questions in it, of which you need to attempt 50 questions, 50 out of 60, and the duration is 60 minutes, approximately again same 1 minute per question. This includes the subjects of general awareness, general knowledge. You can get questions on, say, probably Indian national movement as well in it. So it is general awareness of everything, general knowledge. And also you have the questions based on general aptitude and reasoning. General aptitude can be as simple as time and work, profit and loss, percentage. So probably from commerce or arts where you are not taught or not you're not someone involved in mathematics in your +1, +2, it might be slightly difficult for you, or not difficult, but I would say you need to put in slightly more efforts in practicing the questions. That's something which I think. So that's about the pattern of the examination. So it's like you have flexibility to select the domain subjects. 45 minutes or 60 minutes is the duration you have. And like I already mentioned, you can select up to 10 subjects, a maximum of 10 subjects, including language and the general test. Other than that, you can select up to 8 domain subjects. So that's about the selection of your papers. Now, how should you make a selection? Of which exam should you write in simple terms? It depends on which course you want to get into. Like I already mentioned, if you want to pursue, say, LLB, you will need to select legal studies because all universities offering LLB will ask you for a qualification in legal studies, right? So accordingly, whichever course you're applying for, you need to select a domain subject which suits that. On the website of CUET, on the Summer portal, so you can, I think the website is written over here, the past slide. There's this website cuet.summer.ac.in. On the website, you have a complete list of all the colleges, all the courses, and which combination you should select for that particular course. So, however, because there's a lot of information, comes a lot of confusion, you can always reach out to us. You can see the number over there, 935-442-0968. You can reach out to us and we'll be glad to help you out, to all the students of the school. Probably you will get a brochure of us also towards the end. You can have an interaction with us, with your family as well. You can reach out to us at a center. So, as far as the medium, like I told you already, this can be written in any of the 13 languages, all the scheduled languages, including Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, and all. Right? So syllabus, last part which I will be probably discussing and then forward it to someone from our team. The syllabus for this examination, for the language test first, whichever language you are selecting, you can select any of the 13 languages like I told you, including English and Hindi. The syllabus is going to be reading comprehension based on different types of passages, factual, literary, and narrative, aptitude, and also vocabulary. Vocabulary part includes antonyms, synonyms. Other than that, you'll get grammar-based questions, you'll get comprehension-based questions, where they'll give you a sentence and probably ask you something regarding that, right? So that's the syllabus for the language part, English or Hindi or any other language, the same syllabus. As far as domain subject is considered, the syllabus for all the domain subjects is in line with your CBSE plus 2 standard syllabus. For detailed syllabus, you can check the website of NTA or the Summer portal of this CUET. As far as general test is concerned, which I'm sure everyone will be writing because it is something which is common in all the fields, irrespective of law karna hai, design karna hai, whatever field you are opting for, general test is something which you need to attempt. And the syllabus for it includes current affairs, general knowledge, mental ability, numerical ability, quantitative reasoning. Quantitative reasoning could include, say, sequences, pattern sequences, number sequences, alphabet sequences. So it's like decoding, coding and decoding, such questions are also included. So basic reasoning, mathematical concepts including arithmetic, algebra, geometry, mensuration. You have both 2D and 3D mensuration based on area of geometric figures, solids, volume of solids. All that is a part of syllabus. Other than that, you have logical and analytical reasoning also included in the syllabus. Like I told you, this part is something which is very important, not only for CUET. आप चाहे आगे जाके MBA करना चाहते हैं. For example, let us say you want to get into IIM and want to do your MBA over there, which is a very highly rewarding and prestigious institute in India. So even in IITs you have MBA. If you want to get into these national universities and do your MBA, you need to clear CAT examination. CAT also has the exact same syllabus. The structure might be different, the level of the questions might be different, but the syllabus is same. You have the same general knowledge, you have the same reasoning, you have the same aptitude, same basic math, plus 2 math. Now it would be shocking, people who write CAT examination are those who complete their graduation, but syllabus is Barbika, right? So it is so important that you have a thorough understanding of these concepts of general test, because it is something which you will need to get to, or it is something where you will write tests for the next 10 years probably of your life, irrespective of आप क्या करते हैं, including CAT examination, or including even GATE examination of any specialization, including say IP math, which I was talking about. If you want to get into IIM science from your after your plus 2, if you want to directly get into BBA plus MBA integrated course at IIM, you need to clear IP math. So IP math also has the exact same syllabus. You have the general test syllabus that includes reasoning, aptitude, and also quantitative ability. So that's something which is very important. Accordingly, you will need to put in your efforts in that particular subject. That's with respect to the syllabus part, duration I've already explained. It's going to be 45 or 60 minutes based on the selection of your subject. As far as the courses and universities, I'll just give a brief intro to this and pass on to Lokesh sir from our team. So, as far as courses are considered, you can probably classify the courses under CUET after the examination. You can classify the courses into three categories mainly: arts, commerce, and science. So let us discuss some options you have in each and every field of these. Under arts, you have an option to pursue your bachelor's in say psychology, economics, history, geography. The list is never ending. So you can opt for BA, that is Bachelor in Arts, Bachelor of Arts, BA Honors. Other than that, you have BA plus LLB integrated course, that's law. You can also select BFA, that is Fine Arts, Bachelor's in Fine Arts. This is for all those who are in arts of plus 2. You can also opt for B Design, Bachelor's in Design, particularly Fashion Design. You can also opt for BBA, which also is in IIMs too. Under Commerce, you mainly have BCom, then you have BCA, that is Bachelor's in Computer Applications, BAF, that is Accounting and Finance, then you have BA Honors in Economics, and BMS, that is Management Studies. So these are the various options of courses you can opt under Commerce. Commerce you can get into BBA, as BBA is open for all the streams particularly. So as far as science, you can opt BTech to CUET, you can get into the central universities and pursue BTech. But for that you need to select physics, chemistry, math in your domain subjects mostly. Other than that, you can opt for BSc. You can also take up BPharm, pharmacy, pharmaceutical studies. Dental technology, bachelor's in dental technology is also offered by some universities, which you can get into by selecting bio-based and biology-based subjects. You need to have plus 2 in with bio. Then you can also take up architecture. For architecture, you will need to have science stream with mathematics. So you can take up NATA examination also along with that, but you can get into architecture with CUET in some private universities.
KP classes dedicated to excellence.